When I was a teenager, I really wanted to dress up as a tree for Halloween, but luckily for me, I got the vibe that my peers wouldn't find this costume as funny as I did. After all, choosing a costume that's funny, cool, and witty was just not part of my skill set. I'd invested my time in becoming a Pokemon master after all, not a social butterfly. So today I'm going to be using the Pokemon that never got the message that dressing up as a tree just isn't cool. Sudowoodo is a mono rock type, the first one ever introduced, and the only one before Generation 3. It has 5 weaknesses, to fighting, ground, steel, water, and grass. While it has no double weaknesses, it is weak against many of the strongest Pokemon in Generation 2. Jasmine's Steelix, Claire's Kingdra, Blue's Gyarados, and Red's Venusaur and Blastoise. However, this tree does have excellent stats. 100 attack, 115 defense, and 65 special defense, which is honestly not that bad for a rock type. Of all of these, I think that speed is its biggest flaw. Usually Pokemon are able to make up for a speed deficit with stat experience, but Sudowoodo is just too slow. It's not going to attack first most of the time, especially against Red. Many of you have been commenting about how I tend to overuse coverage moves that use the Pokemon's worst offensive stat. For instance, when I use the elemental punches in my Aipom playthrough. So I've taken this feedback seriously and really investigated Sudowoodo's type coverage. Today I'm completely avoiding the special side of things and focusing entirely on the physical. Aw yeah. With Rock Slide and Earthquake alone, the tree gets super effective damage against 8 types and neutral damage against the remaining 9. No single type resists both ground and rock. Of the types I hit for neutral damage, the tree only has a weakness to fighting, grass, and water. While Stab Rockside will hit these Pokemon for neutral damage, any physical move that is super effective above 57 base power will do more damage. Hidden Power can save the day again here by being a flying type move. At base 70 power, it's going to be doing a lot to grass Pokemon and fighting Pokemon. Unfortunately for me, I won't be able to find a way to have super effective damage against water Pokemon, and that's because water Pokemon are only weak to grass and electric moves, both of which are special type moves in this generation. Here's the rules for today's playthrough, and I've also left them in the description of the video so that you can reference them later. I used the Universal Pokemon Randomizer, which is a software that you can download, to replace Cyndaquil with Sudowoodo so that the rival selects Chikorita as his starter. I choose to face Chikorita because it's going to be more challenging. The rival's Feraligator's moveset is just horrible. The best water move it learns in the first 5 fights is Water Gun, but Bayleaf gets Razor Leaf as early as the second fight. A high crit ratio grass move with 55 base power? Yeah, that's going to be really scary. The early game looks bright for Sudowoodo. It's starting its trick-or-treating before the sun goes down. It's strong against Falkner and Bugsy, and it resists Whitney. Unfortunately, Sprout Tower has a lot of grass types, like the Bellsprouts, and so Sudowoodo's too scared to face them. I'll skip the tower and finish it off later in the game. I know I can just skip it entirely and memorize Rock Tunnel and Mount Silver, however when playing on 3 times game speed, counting steps is near impossible, so obtaining Flash is just my best option. Because I'm skipping the tower, I head straight to the Flying Gym, and then I remember that Falkner's birds like to get dirty with Mud Slap, a super effective move against Sudowoodo. Because of how the AI prioritizes moves, he's going to just spam it over and over. With Rock Throw's 90% accuracy, this fight could quickly devolve into pure frustration. I guess I should be grateful, because Rock Throw actually got a big accuracy buff in Gen 2. It was 65% accurate in Gen 1. It's time. I've got to face him. Let's see if this tree is up to the task, or if the dirty birds are going to poop all over me. Falkner sends out Pidgey, and it's level 7, but it's still terrifying. I choose Rock Throw first turn, outspeed the bird, connect, and it faints. That's a perfect start. Pidgeotto's next. I'm not going to outspeed it. It uses Mud Slap, deals 5 damage, lowers my accuracy, and then my Rock Throw misses. This repeats on the next turn. Things are getting really bad. On the 3rd turn though, my rocks connect, and it's enough. Pidgeotto faints, and Falkner's defeated. As a prize, he gives me the TM for Mud Slap, which I teach to Sudowoodo right away. As I head south through Union Cave, I'll talk about Mimic. In Generation 1, this move is great. It allows you to copy any move on the opposing Pokemon's moveset. After the move's copied, you can use 9 PP of it. Honestly, fantastic. In Generation 2, it works differently though. It copies the last move used, and it only gives you 5 PP, so it's much worse now. It has smaller PP. It's also really difficult to predict which move you'll end up stealing, so I won't be using it today. There's just always a better, more consistent choice available. Another move that's interesting that Sudowoodo learns early on is Flail. Its base power changes depending on the amount of health the user has remaining. I'm going to round these numbers for convenience. If you have more than 69% health, it hits for 20 power. If you have less than 69% health, it starts to get more powerful, all the way up 4% health remaining, which gives you 200 power. Seriously, this move is great, but for Sudowoodo, it's not particularly good because my speed doesn't allow me to use it to sweep. If the tree was faster, this would be my go-to. After taking care of all the rockets, I arrive at Bugsy underleveled, but that's okay because his team's weak to rock moves, especially Scyther, who takes 4 times damage. I finish him off and earn the Hive badge. He honestly wasn't even deserving of a cool intro animation. Up next is the real challenge though. The second rival's Bayleaf has learned Razor Leaf. Despite mentioning it earlier, I had completely forgotten about it until I saved right in front of where he ambushes me. I decided to backtrack and fight a couple extra trainers to level up once more before attempting the fight. So, can I do it at level 16? He opens with Ghastly, it outspeeds, uses Lick, paralyzes the tree, and then Sudowoodo fails to attack as a result. The ball of gas then starts to lick, but Rock Throw connects this time and the ghost faints. Bayleaf is next. It outspeeds and sets up Reflect, causing my following Rock Throw to do uninspiring damage. So it's time for Razor Leaf, and it does 48% damage. So the fight's over. I can't knock it out fast enough. Because I was trying to go fast, I bypassed almost all of the trainers on the previous routes. So now I can backtrack and train against them. So here's an instance where a second attempt on this run would actually shave off a lot of time. I just fight these trainers the first time through the area. This is actually one of the reasons that I do multiple playthroughs in my Versus videos. Experience really helps reduce playtime. It really doesn't help me make the videos faster though. This video is taking so long. You'll all have to guess in the comments exactly the number of playthroughs that I'm actually doing for this one, because I am still filming it. During this training, Sudowoodo learns Low Kick in the place of Mimic. This is going to be really helpful against Whitney. Now I've leveled up enough, and I'm going to try to defeat the rival's Bayleaf. On theme with Halloween, the Ghastly creates a truly terrifying nightmare for me. Spite and Hypnosis combined, draining my PP and preventing me from moving while the ghost licks my tree. I'm on a timer. My PP is gonna run out. I start choosing Mudslap because I need to pace myself and conserve Rock Throw PP for Bayleaf. My tree wakes up, gets dirty with Mudslap, but Ghastly survives. It uses Lick one more time and then faints. I've only got 2 PP left for Rock Throw. Bayleaf uses Poison Powder first turn. That's because I've got enough health now that I'll survive Razor Leaf. I deplete my PP and then start to flail, finishing the Bayleaf off. Zubat goes to town using Bite, but my rock tree is hard enough to withstand it. I've defeated the rival. Honestly, that was a lucky fight. It's time to do some errands. I grab Headbutt in the forest, but in retrospect I should have just skipped this. It's honestly not useful for Sudowoodo. I give my tree a haircut, not sure how that works, pick up the coin case, buy an Abra, and then head north, grabbing Kenya on the way. I obtain the TM for Dig and then teleport back to Goldenrod to face Whitney. So I know Whitney's attractive, she says so herself, her Pokemon know Attract, and she gives out the TM for Attract. A TM that I'm honestly personally unable to learn myself. But she also appears right at the perfect moment in these games when your Pokemon are highly likely to have 69 hit points. Coincidence? I think not. Miltank gets rolling, and it's dealing a surprising amount of damage to Sudowoodo. Fun fact, Rock doesn't actually resist Rock. However, Low Kick's enough to finish her off, so I've done it. On the next route, I pick up the TM for Rollout, but I'm probably not going to use it. The combo with Defense Curl is an option, but Rock Slide and Earthquake are great moves already. I think that Sudowoodo should be able to beat the game without the combo. Another reason I don't like Rollout for Sudowoodo is because it's speed and medium-low special defense. Trainers like Red will have the opportunity to attack every turn before Rollout connects, so I'd be sacrificing the ability to choose different moves just to get the extra damage that Rollout can dish out. Overall, I think this combo is better on a Pokemon with decent speed or on a balanced wall like Shuckle. So the first 3 gym leaders are easy for Sudowoodo, and that got me thinking, maybe this tree would have become a fan favorite like Butterfree if the developers had allowed you to catch it before Bugsy or Whitney. But alas, you catch it after, and the next portion of the game isn't very friendly for this trick-or-treating tree. The Kimono girls all have fast-ish special attackers. Yes, all the evolutions are special attackers. Also, the rival and Morty both love to set up Curse first turn, which emphasizes the flaw that is Sudowoodo's speed. These are probably the reasons that I ended up boxing this Pokemon immediately after obtaining it when I was a kid. Today I decide to head east through Mount Mortar to the Lake of Rage. I want to get access to Hidden Power Flying, and by doing this it's going to be my solution for the upcoming Bayleaf. The rival clearly knows that it's Halloween month, because he opens with Haunter and uses the scariest move of them all, Curse. Bayleaf is next, and it sets up Reflect right away, which prevents Hidden Power Flying from knocking it out. Next turn, Razor Leaf knocks Sudowoodo out. So more levels are required. I'll head west and train in the lighthouse because Rock Slide's only 2 levels away. After stab, it gets 112.5 power. I defeat Dennis and then I teleport back to Epperty City. Okay, I'm ready. The rival sends out Haunter, I use Curse, my dig knocks it out, and then Bayleaf comes out. I probably honestly should have just used Rock Slide on the Haunter. I use Hidden Power and it gets the job done in a single hit. Excellent. Dig for the Magnemite, it gets a chance to use Supersonic but it misses and then faints. Zubat's the last, and Rock Slide makes quick work of it. I can leave this scary tower behind and face the Halloween-themed gym leader, Morty. He opens with Ghastly, but I've leveled up enough so my fake tree moves first. Sudowoodo has no issues redigging the graves for his first 2 ghosts. Now that they're back where they belong, Gengar comes out. It outspeeds, uses Hypnosis, and the tree falls asleep. I really need to wake up before all my dreams are eaten. I do, dig underground, and knock the ghost out. I finish off the final Haunter and I've done it. I've earned the Fog Badge. So where to next now? That's a typical trick-or-treating question. Chuck's gym has a type advantage over me, and I have a type advantage over Price, so I decide to complete the Ice Gym first. I catch the red Gyarados and name it Koala, after Headless Koala, one of my incredible patrons. I then face the Rocket Hideout. With the villains put in their place, I head over to the gym. The Ice Master opens with a water Pokemon, Seal, the most creatively named Pokemon. Rock Slide knocks it out in a single hit. Piloswine's next. It's a ground type, but it doesn't actually know any ground moves. I use Rock Slide, do more than half damage, and the pig flinches. Price uses a Hyper Potion, and then I take it out over the next 2 turns. Dugong's last, but Rock Slide takes care of it with ease. In the next gym, I've got to face the tag team trainers. Hitmonlee is first, and it uses Rolling Kick. Okay, Sudowoodo tanked that really well. Oh yeah, my defense stat is actually really great. Now that I think about it, I doubt that this gym is going to be a challenge at all. After Chuck chucks a boulder, he chucks out Primeape. It outspeeds, uses Leer, and then my Hidden Power knocks the monkey out. I'm sure someone got triggered by me calling Primeape a monkey because its name is Primeape, but I did my research. Primeape is in fact the pig monkey Pokemon. His ace Poliwrath is next. I outspeed but don't do enough damage. Then the Tadpole uses Dynamic Punch and misses. So Chuck's defeated, and now it's time for what I think is the most difficult gym leader in all of Johto. Jasmine opens with Magnemite. I outspeed, dig underground, and knock the electric steel type out. Steelix is next. I outspeed with Dig, dealing around 1/3 damage. The snake smashes my tree with Iron Tail and does 47% damage. Iron Tail only has 75% accuracy though, so it's gotta miss soon. Right? Well, it doesn't. It connects every time Jasmine uses it, and Sudowoodo faints. I try again immediately because Iron Tail is going to miss this time. But it doesn't. This time it lowers Tree's defense, allowing Steelix to knock it out even faster than before. So I train at sea, and I level up once. Let's try Jasmine again. Maybe this is all I need to defeat her. But this time she uses a Hyper Potion when I get Steelix into low health. I started to get flashbacks of my Yanma playthrough at this point, and it made me a little bit tilted. I just tried another time to see if Iron Tail would finally miss. This time it misses first turn, and then it misses second turn. It connects third turn but doesn't lower my defense, and then it misses again on the fourth turn. After I finished the fight, I just sat there with this dirty feeling in my chest, winning like this really doesn't feel good. That was entirely luck based, and really good luck at that. But I'm on a clock, so I've got to keep going. I'm not going to need return today. Yeah, no return in a Gen 2 playthrough video. Also, no Swift or Headbutt either. I never thought that I'd see this day. Rock Slide and Earthquake are both on par with return for damage output against neutral targets at this point in the game, and I won't even have maxed happiness yet. So they're super effective against some Pokemon, and return never is. In Claire's gym, I run into some issues against a trainer with a Dragonair. Thunder Wave into Dragon Rage is a good combo against Sudowoodo. Not a chance to outspeed anymore, and then fixed damage against its high defense stat. On the second fight, I'm able to secure a victory after getting some better luck. Now it's time for Claire, and this fight has been one that I've been afraid for. I don't have a solid answer for water types, and Kingdra's her ace. She opens with Dragonair. Sudowoodo outspeeds, uses Rock Slide, and the dragon faints. Claire chooses Kingdra next. It outspeeds, uses Smokescreen, lowering Tree's accuracy, but fails to prevent Rock Slide from connecting. That did good damage. Now, let's appreciate what happens next. In order to do so, you need to watch. So tab back in, look at the video. I know you've been listening in the background while you're playing Pokemon yourself or doing work. Watch this. Kingdra uses Smokescreen not once or twice, but 7 times in a row. That doesn't even make sense, because the 7th and final usage doesn't even lower Sudowoodo's accuracy anymore. Despite this awful turn of events, my tree manages to connect 2 more times and Kingdra faints. But after all the smokescreens, Sudowoodo's had to change its Halloween costume. It's now dressed up as a stormtrooper. Guess how many times it misses against Dragonair? Not 3, not 5, not 7, but 9 times. This has got to be the most frustrating way to lose a fight. Alright, now that you've felt my pain, you can go back to doing whatever else you were doing. I try immediately again, I one-shot the Dragonair, Kingdra tries Smokescreen again, but this time it fails, and Rock Slide connects. Second turn, it uses Surf. Ah! Whoa, okay. Sudowoodo hangs on. Just the fact that Kingdra used Surf here means that it wasn't the AI using Smokescreen in the last fight due to a bug. I literally just got that unlucky. With the king out of the way, I smash Claire's 2 final Dragonairs and defeat her. It's time for Sprout Tower. This feels like it's in the wrong place in the script. I think Sudowoodo is adequately prepared now. And then after that, I take on the final rival before the league. I've started talking about my versus videos for Johto, and I'm wondering if I should face the rival at each additional battle in those videos. He shows up actually 2 more times in the game, once at Mount Moon and once before the league again. Personally, I think that it's a time waste and I'd rather spend more time on production of the videos and trying to get the best possible time with each Pokemon. But if you want me to battle him 2 more times, let me know in the comments. Here's my moveset and stats before the league. I'm going to teach Sudowoodo Earthquake, so that should be in the place of Dig. Overall, I'm actually impressed with the tree so far. Outside of the trouble against the second rival, it appears to be a great Pokemon in Johto. But how is it going to fare against the Elite Four? Let's find out. Against Will, I've got an answer for all of his Pokemon except the Slowbro. This seems like it's the case way too often. However, I'm immediately faced with the fact that my speed is just trash. Xatu can outspeed and confuse me. Luckily enough, I'm able to get past all of his Pokemon without any issues. I got a lucky dodge on a Lovely Kiss on the way, and this fight could have gone much worse if luck just wasn't on my side. Koga's next, and Sudowoodo's great against his team. Of all of his Pokemon, Fortress is the only one that can survive a hit. I resist Explosion though, so no need to worry about it today. Venomoth comes out next. It confuses Sudowoodo, much like how it confuses me, and then it goes for a Psychic, getting a critical hit. But that isn't enough. Crobat's last. It tries to set up Double Team, but Rock Slide connects and Koga's no more. In the next room, there's a hiker who's dressed up as an Elite Four member for Halloween. That's a great costume. He opens with Hitmontop. Hidden Power Flying does a great job leading to Hitmonlee. This thing is fast and it outspeeds with High Jump Kick, dealing 32% damage. And then Hitmonchan uses Mach Punch, a priority move which whittles my health down another 14%. Onix gets KO'd by Earthquake, and then the hiker sends out Machamp. This apparently is his best Pokemon. I use Hidden Power, but the 4-armed fiend survives and uses Cross Chop. Ah! No. A critical hit finishes Sudowoodo off, so that's an embarrassing loss for me. It's time to train. 1 level higher is all I need, I think, to one-shot the Machamp. But Will has something to say about that. This time I get awful confusion luck. Executor sets up Leech Seed, followed by Reflect, and so I guess I'm not going to make it back to the hiker this time. I level up 1 more time and then sweep past Will and Koga. Time for revenge. Hitmonlee doesn't use High Jump Kick this time, giving me extra health against the Machamp. However, this time Hidden Power gets a critical hit and the fighting type faints. I did it. So Karen's up next, and I have to say, out of all the trainers in Johto, her team is the most Halloween themed. Morty has the haunted house vibes, but Karen really goes to a completely different level. Like my girlfriend. She loves Halloween so much. Actually, she really likes Nightmare Before Christmas, and so Delibird makes sense as a Halloween-themed Pokemon around my house. Anyways, back to Karen. She's actually inspired me, and I wonder what sort of video I could make with only Halloween-themed Pokemon, with an emphasis on death. You'll have to wait and see though. October 31st is a Scott's Thoughts release day after all. Lance is last. Just remember, he's not a Dragon Master, he's a Flying Master, and that's not going to go well for him today. I knock Gyarados and Aerodactyl out with 1 Rock Slide each. Dragonite's next. It uses Blizzard and deals only 23% damage, and then it faints. The next Dragonite uses Thunder Wave, but it misses. That's lucky. And then Sudowoodo knocks it out and the following Charizard. There's only 1 Dragonite left, and I've got 50% health remaining. It uses Outrage, dealing a good amount of damage because Dragon moves are special attacks in Generation 2, but it isn't enough to stop me. Let's talk about Kanto routing. Exit the SS Aqua, fly to Vermilion City to save walk time, and then proceed north to Saffron City. Here I decide to battle Sabrina since she's in my way, and I incur 1 reset. Fast special Pokemon do really well against Sudowoodo. Second fight I defeat her and I'm back on track. I want to complete the small rocket plotline first, so I head east of Cerulean, set my teleport waypoint by entering this center outside of Rock Tunnel, and then I talk to the power plant manager. After that's done, I fly back to Cerulean, grab the machine part, and then use teleport to deliver it to the power plant. I teleport back to the center. This place is like honestly the most popular destination in Kanto, and then I make my way through the tunnel to Lavender Town. There's a PP up in here, that's the most important item after all, and also the TM for Steel Wing, so coming through here provides a couple good items. It's also a quick way to get to Lavender Town. After that, the region really opens up. Fly to Vermilion, defeat Surge, knock out Snorlax, and then face Brock. I hightail it south and defeat both Blaine and Janine. With them out of the way, Erica and Misty are the only two regular gym leaders left. Normally, I'd have faced them earlier, but today I put them off until now so that Sudowoodo would be less likely to incur resets. It's weak against their typings after all. Blue is next, and I'm not one-shotting the Rhydon, so it gets one turn to use Earthquake, dealing 44% damage to Sudowoodo. The Executor isn't a problem, but the following Alakazam is fast, and it puts more damage out with Psychic, making the tree just petrified to face Gyarados. I've only got 19% health remaining, and then Hydro Pump easily knocks me out. I come back with Curse. To make this strategy work, I deposited all of my HM users into the PC so that Whirlwind can't reset my stat changes. Plus, I'm not actually allowed to use any other Pokemon in battles. This time, I go into the fight with Gyarados with 55% health. That's an improvement, but I probably still won't survive a Hydro Pump. What? I survived with 1 hit point? That's amazing! But it doesn't matter because Arcanine comes out next and it's fast and it finishes me off. I head to the league to level up because I think that it's the best place to level up at this point in the game. The only other options are to train against low-level trainers in Kanto or wild grinding, and there isn't really a good place for that. Maybe Victory Road, but that's honestly not that great. Blue defeats me 2 more times. This fight isn't going well, but I got stubborn again and tried for a 5th time. Arriving at Gyarados with 67% health, it chooses to set up Rain Dance instead of attacking. The AI realizes that I'm not in KO range anymore, so it decided to set up. That allows Rock Slide to KO the flying type, preserving my health and swamping the Arcanine with Rain. I've done it, but the greatest challenge is next. When I arrive at Red, I fight him right away, and today I'm at level 71. Pikachu outspeeds, but it misses Charm. I thought Red would choose Blastoise or Venusaur next, but instead he goes for Espeon. It survives Rock Slide even when my attack set is full, and it does 54% damage with a single Psychic. So this isn't gonna work. After 10 rare candies, I come back and things aren't better. Sudowoodo is relatively close to leveling up, so I train to level 72 and then use the rare candies. This time I managed to defeat Espeon, but that's mostly because Pikachu missed. Venusaur's next. It starts to power up its Solar Beam. I use Hidden Power Flying, but the Dinosaur Frog tanks it frighteningly well because Reflect is on the field. Back to grinding. At level 85 after a missed Charm, Espeon sets up Reflect. This move alone ruins my chances to defeat Red. I tried at level 89, but it's still not working. I need to reevaluate my strategy. Brute Force just isn't cutting it. While I'm training, I remember that Protect allows me to avoid damage from Solar Beam, so every time Venusaur tries to use it, I'll get a free turn of setup. Using this strategy, I make it to Blastoise and then the turtle washes me away with a single Surf. I level up to 84, use 10 rare candies, and try again at level 94. I can make it back to Blastoise with less difficulty now. I'll admit that Pikachu is still a lottery. Charm isn't impactful anymore because I can use Curse to regain the lost attack, but Thunder and Paralysis are really rough ways to start the fight. However, my setup isn't buffing my special defense and I'm not able to survive the turtle's Surf. To grind, I decide that I need to defeat the Elite Four. I'm starting to suspect that this is the fastest way if you want more than one level at a time. I attempt again at level 96. I'm using Protect to cancel Pikachu's typical turn 1 charm. Second turn it misses Thunder, that's great luck, and then I knock it out. Espeon's next. It hits Sudowoodo with Psychic, dealing 26% damage and causing a special defense drop. So that's really bad. Surf is going to do a lot more damage now. Venusaur's next, and here I change my strategy, because I don't want to get hit with Surf. After all, Blastoise is a turtle, and maybe the tree is faster. I am. Rock Slide connects, and it doesn't knock Blastoise out. However, because my health is higher, it sets up Rain Dance instead of going on the offensive with Surf. Snorlax and Charizard are the only 2 Pokemon remaining. They're easy for Sudowoodo to take out. The tree is victorious, clocking in with a time of 3 hours, 52 minutes, and 36 seconds. As was the case with Steelix, Sudowoodo struggled against Red. Pokemon with low speed and poor special defense don't have good options against his well-balanced special attacking team. So Sudowoodo earns a place in the B tier. right beside Delibird actually, our two trick-or-treaters have incredibly close times. That's surprising since Sudowoodo seems like it's just the better Pokemon from a stat and learn set perspective. What I'm realizing is that very slow defensive Pokemon make incredible team players, but extremely fast glass cannons perform better in timed solo playthroughs. Next week I'm doing another Halloween-themed solo playthrough with Misdreavus. The week after that is the Halloween special. It's something completely new, so subscribe and ring the chime echo to be notified when those videos drop. A huge thanks to all my supporters on Patreon. They're making my dreams come true and ensuring that I have the means to continue creating this content. If you've made it this far, you're incredible. Now, it's bloopers time. So I spent gotta be 15 minutes looking at how to pronounce Sudowoodo, and turns out it is Sudowoodo, not Sudowoodo. Sudowoodo. That's how I was saying it all this time. For instance, when I use the elemental... That's the first one. The first blooper. I'm doing so well. 3 paragraphs without having to stop. That's like a record. Usually it's every sentence. It's time. I've got to face him. Let's see if this tree is up to the task, or if the dirty birds are gonna doo-doo all over me. No! It's poop all over me. That's the line. Using this strategy, I make it to Blastoise, and then the turtle washes... What did I say? Well, washes or something like that. Jasmine opens with Magnemite. I outspeed, dig underground, and knock the electric steel What was that? I got possessed for a moment. Halloween-themed bloopers. I always find in the 3DS games, does anyone else find this? When you're looking at the Sudowoodo, the 3D graphic of it, and it just isn't moving, but then every once in a while it blinks its eyes, it's so unsettling. All the other Pokemon have a little bit more motion to them when you're looking at them. I don't know, they're breathing, or their tail's moving, or their arms are moving, or something like that. But Sudowoodo is just completely still. And I'm like, wait, what? And then it blinks, and you're just oh, it's so weird. Oh, it's so spooky. Oh, this is the perfect Pokemon for Halloween.